When do racists deserve forgiveness? Why? The answer is never! Oh my god. You know this is going to be good. Seriously, okay, I got done making the last video, and as I do, I finish my daily routines and stuff, and then I sit down for a little bit, and I start just browsing through random news articles to see what I want to use for my satirical news bit, and then I came across this, and with a title like that, I thought to myself, by God, it's from Vox, and it's going to be just a fantastic compilation of sheer idiocy. And lo and behold, I got a few paragraphs in, and I had to stop. I was going to use this for satirical news, but it was just so damn stupid. I knew that I had to make a video, and we're going to go over this article, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to learn when racists deserve forgiveness. Actually, before we get started, I should just go ahead and mention that I'm not going off of a script or anything like that. It's probably going to be a little more audio heavy and less animated than my normal videos, because I kind of want to just get it out there, because I want to share this. This is prime stupid. Anyway, with that all aside, I digress. But I'm digressing here. Let's read this masterwork. It starts out. White people are doing a lot of soul searching these days. As they should. I mean, white people, am I right? Democratic Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, who recently admitted to wearing blackface in a Michael Jackson impersonation competition. How could you? That's not for white people, you racist! Just announced that he's going on a listening tour to learn about racism. You're such a good little white man. Actor Liam Neeson admitted to wanting to commit racist murder in his youth, saying, "It was horrible, and when I think back that I did that, just, oh my God, Liam Neeson, how dare you admit to a thing that you did in the past? You should have kept it to yourself. You should have known better." That's right, you should have known better. You've committed a crime, you just don't know it yet, Liam. And we will find you, and when we do, we will get you. I've been thinking about the complexities around confession and forgiveness as a psychotherapist for 25 years. I'm calling bullshit. You need to be looked into and fired. Who has worked immersed in issues of race and racism. I believe it is important for white people to find spaces where we can name our past racist failures and identify the ways that we have been both contaminated by racist systems and have perpetuated racist acts. That's right, kids. Only you can prevent racism. Actually, you can't. You can only perpetuate it because you're white and you should feel bad. That's right, everyone. What I find so amazing about this is it's only the white people that need to check their racism and their privilege, because everybody else can't be racist. It's such bullshit. What the hell's wrong with you, Vox? What the hell's wrong with you? Do I dare continue? Actually, I kind of have to. It gets really amazing here in a second. But it's important to remember that to inflict such confessions on people of color without their consent is a kind of psychological violence. Isn't that fantastic? By God. We have to think about the settings we speak in and how they may inflict further injury to others. Oh, excuse me, madam. I know that you're a person of color, and I would like to confess my wrong think. I want to better myself and come clean of my sins. May I please confess to you? I don't want to assault you with my racist white words and the wrong thing. So I need to get your permission before we do this. What the hell? How have we got to this point? We're all doomed. but I should probably check me white privilege and me racism and just calm my shit down a little bit and help get my education here. I was taught this lesson many years ago as a social work intern working in a clinic for kids in Brooklyn that served a diverse community. By God, you were taught wrong! This place needs to be investigated for the stupid and perpetuating it and infecting other people to spread it out into the world like a virus. The frontline staff was almost as diverse as our clients, and oh, we were so proud of that. I could paint with all the colors of those men, except the white ones, 'cause that would be a sin. Anyway, a newly hired supervisor gathered the team together and announced that we were having a workshop to talk about race and racism. Am I? It's like having a cake and eat it too. So exciting. She asked us all to think of the first moment that we felt racism and awoke to the effect it would have in our lives. By God, getting the red pill on racism. She then asked people to share. An overeager intern, I was the first to go. I told a story from preschool about visiting a friend's house. I was surprised to see that she had a white mom and a black dad, when I had expected both of her parents to be black, and I was just a horrible little shit. Hit with racism. Excited by this discovery, I shared it with my parents at dinner, for they were surely racists too. My father chewed his food in silence and stared at his plate. I saw his jaw clenching. That's called chewing! And I felt in my bones I would never get to play with my friend again. I didn't know if this was because my classmate was black or because of her parents' interracial marriage. I was filled with nauseating shame, realizing that there was something very wrong inside my father. It was the racism. It had got him. It was festering deep inside, waiting to come out and attack all the black people. After a few moments of silence, another volunteer spoke. A white man who had discovered his grandfather was a Klansman, and the racism flowed through his blood. Yes, let the racism flow through you, my boy. When a black woman across the circle from me stood up saying, No, this is not happening. I'm not doing this. This is not okay. And she walked out, quickly, seeing that the dark side was taking this man over and he was about to unleash a fury of racism. She did the only thing that she could and flee for safety. The air was frozen. We sat stunned and silent for a moment before the supervisor dismissed us, because she too was confused and wondering what in the hell just happened. Did that bitch just lose her mind? Once I shut my office door behind me, I inhaled and thought about what just occurred. Her voice saying, I'm not doing this. This is not okay. Rang in my ears. It seemed to be filled with deep exhaustion. There was no way for this sharing to be equal. There was no way that this black girl could have a daddy in the Klansman too. How could she even compete with that? It was not fair. It would be a kind of violence to force her to sit there and listen to the dehumanizing racism that had been an everyday part of our white lives. That's right, she would be forced to sit there and take the abuse of this man, confessing that him daddy, that he had hailed from the KKK. Oh, the violence, just... By God, she should have worn a flak vest not to be hit by any of it coming out of his mouth. The language we were taught to speak at home. I'm imagining the only way that this could make sense is if this dude was sitting there and just, yep, granddaddy was in the KKK. When I was little, he used to tell me about how he didn't like them niggers. Like that one sitting across from me. Now, if it went something like that, then maybe, shit might be a little uncomfortable, and you might need to pull the guy aside and maybe to get him some one-on-one therapy first. And I feel the need. I'm compelled to bring up the topic of, how white people need to stop, listen, and understand the black experience. Listen and learn from the black people about the black lives and black experience. But by God, don't do it to a whitey. He'll talk about the KKK. That's violence. It's violence. You can't make me listen to this. I'm going away. Oh my. Yes, the suffering of perpetrators matters in the process of healing and reparations. That's right. You see, the main problem here is he didn't bring her no Rice Krispies, give her no money to sit there and listen to his white bullshit about the KKK. But it's not more important than, nor is it equal to the suffering of those who have been victimized. Okay, let's just hold up here a second, because I noticed that you didn't go into much detail about the other guy. And who's to say that he wasn't victimized? I mean, he's talking about his granddaddy who was in the KKK, and clearly he's in therapy and he wanted to share a story about it. Who's to say that he isn't a victim of racism? Who's to say that his granddaddy, who was in the KKK, didn't beat his ass for hanging out with the black kids, or slap him around and call him names, abuse him verbally, emotionally, and physically because he wasn't racist enough? See, that's a little bit of your racism coming out. And what's your name? Martha. Martha, you're racist. Because when you see a black person, you think victim. And when you see a white person, you just don't think. You just don't care. But anyway, let's get on with the article. I'm sure there's lots more goodies in here to pick out. I'll illustrate with another work story involving criminal acts. You can't compare the two. He was discussing something from his past. A few years later, I worked with former offenders who had been incarcerated for violent crimes, including assault and murder, and who struggled with psychosis. A few of my clients were participating in a restorative justice program designed to support and heal victims while offering perpetrators a chance to participate in repairing the harms they had inflicted. My job in those cases was to assess if my client could participate constructively in the program. My clients, the ex-offenders, said yes quickly and reflexively. They wanted to be forgiven. But I had to remind them, this can't be only, or even primarily, about what you need to feel better. You need to make all those other people that you harmed, especially the ones that you didn't harm, feel better. All those people that you never met, that you hurt, shame on you. Now, okay, if it's a racist person who beat up somebody because they was black, maybe have them, ease them into, making them recover and getting them better, and maybe have them talk to the family over the phone, and maybe let them come in and, help them repair and help them understand, that I could see would be healthy, but I think I know where you're going with this. They first had to understand that the victims may need to release anger at them or tell them all the damage that stemmed from their crimes. The victims might need to make the perpetrator feel more guilt and pain, not less, in convincing the long-lasting impacts their offense had generated. Yep, you see, I think that a lot of you assholes out there, you apply this to your hurt feelings, you need to feel more guilt. You need to feel more pain. We rake you through the coals. You can't conceive of the long-lasting impact that your words of hate have done to damage my delicate sensibilities. There was a crucial step that had to be taken before forgiveness, which might not come at all, could even be possible. I swear to God, if you conflate someone murdering, killing, or raping someone with someone having nasty or mean comments or off-color or unsensitive words out there, if you try to conflate the two, I swear to God, I might actually lose my shit. My clients had to first assume and withstand the responsibility for their actions to their victim's satisfaction. When they understood the realities of the process, some couldn't face it. It was too much. One man said, "Ugh, man. It will take me years to get that strong. I'm gonna try, but tell them it might take me years." So essentially what you're saying is that these people had to basically go into this program where they would be hurled a torrent of just insults and just hatred at them with possibly no chance of anything actually good coming of it. You basically help to fetishize people's anger towards other people. Good job on all the progress there. I think normally when you go into a therapist or whatever, they tell you that, okay, he's apologized, he's sincere, now it's up to you to accept the apology. You're taking out the part and you're saying, no, you don't have to accept that apology. He keep on going and going and going until he's satisfied. You know what? He may not be satisfied. Seriously, okay? If the person goes in and they're incapable of being satisfied and they haven't even, gone with the notion that, there might be something that the other person can say that they might accept an apology for, then you're just helping them to self-fillet themselves with their anger at the person. It's an exercise in idiocy. It's fruitless. It's senseless. It's pointless. If the person is unwilling or unable to accept an apology, then why are you bothering? Exactly. Stop and think about that. Well, what the other reason might be for going through with this practice if there's not going to be any outcome in which both parties forgive each other. Just think about what you might actually be going for there. Anyway, we'll continue. Forgiveness is powerful and cleansing and is often a deep desire of those struggling with the painful guilt. But forgiveness can't be requested prematurely. Perpetrators of harm can't ask to be unburdened while their victims are still carrying the painful weight of the past and present injuries. there is a great deal of work to be done on the long road towards forgiveness. It is far more important to get to work repairing what we may have damaged or broken than to be released from the tension of guilt with the magic wand of forgiveness. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna come out and say it. Y'all need Jesus. Y'all need to learn to turn the other cheek. Y'all need to learn how to forgive, because holding on to all that shit ain't healthy for you. Because you're going to get all hopped up in your emotions. You're going to get off the high, being angry at somebody. You're going to give them the focus for all of your other problems in life, and you're not going to be able to move on. Yeah, sure, you may need a little bit of time, but you don't need to drag somebody through the mud endlessly, possibly never ending, so that way you can forgive them. Brothers and sisters, by God, I'm going to go right into preaching. I'll tell you what, you just need to take all that anger, that hatred that's inside of your heart and just lay it down. Lay it down and give it to Jesus, because you sure as hell can't handle it yourself. You need to get rid of it somehow. But it doesn't matter if you have to jump through hoops to convince yourself of any type of crazy shit. You need to do something to get rid of it and stop holding on to it, because that hatred's going to burn in your heart. It's going to make you a terrible, angry, awful person who's just going to hate life. Can I get an amen? Okay, I've done that, so let's continue. Perhaps our task, when we feel the impulse to confess, is to be certain others aren't injured by our admission, and to wait until we are strong enough to assume responsibility for who we are and all that we have inherited, whether we are forgiven or not. Okay, this is just going to be my thing from now on. Whenever I do something wrong, I'm not going to apologize. When people ask for apology, I'm just be like, I don't know if I'm ready to carry that weight. I've inherited a lot. Hey, I've got this awfulness in me, and I don't want to hurt you and assault you with an admission of guilt here. I wonder if that could work as a legal defense. Oh my God, you're a genius. Martha M. Crawford is a writer and a psychotherapist in private practice in New York City, and the author of the blog What a Shrank Thanks. By God, Martha, you're a genius. You're brilliant. You're brilliant in every sense of the word except for the good parts. Giving somebody admission of guilt, telling somebody that you're sorry, is not an act of violence. It's a good thing. It's cathartic for both people involved, unless they've got the head rammed so far up their ass that they can't hear anything other than racism. You need to stop seeing, the rest of the world, you need to stop seeing correlations where there are none. Okay, just because some racist evil dude killed a black person because they were black does not mean that you can somehow tie that in, doing mental gymnastics and backflips and shit, into somebody sitting down in a group and talking about their grandpappy who was into KKK, and how it's reasonable for somebody across the room to get up and say, "Oh no, I ain't doing this." That woman has got her head filled with dumb shit that you like perpetuate. She thinks that she shouldn't stand there and have to take that. You're not. Oh my God! There's so many things I want to say to you, but there's so much stupid that I read in there, and I don't think I can do it justice. I feel like I need to pick each part out one by one and call them each stupid. I need to calm down. Calm down over here. I think I'll just go back and reiterate this part right here. But it's important to remember that to inflict such confessions on people of color without their consent is a kind of psychological violence. I think that sentence, I'm sure it speaks to all of you like it speaks to me. I'm sure that this is probably way up there with everybody out there as well, as far as the dumbest shit that has ever been compiled into a sentence and put out on the internet. Thank you, Vox, by God. If I had a trophy, I would give you one. It's almost like you sought out the most healing, great thing that people can do when they've wronged each other. Saying that you're sorry, showing you took the most empathetic of human traits, and you shat racism on top of it. You've taken a beautiful thing, and you've dug your nasty little racist claws into it and twisted it and made it an amalgamation of just social justice-y shit. Just a little homunculi with its eyes all bugged out looking different ways and drooling a little. It's what you've done to it. Well, I think that's about it for this video. I've probably rambled on too long. I've yet to string all these audio clips together. I've just been one after another. So hopefully this isn't too long, and hopefully you did enjoy it. Hopefully this is something that you can just kind of, play in the background and listen to. I know some people like that stuff. I kind of like stuff like that on other channels too. If not, I'll have other regular content out a bit later. Well, whenever I get around to it. Anyway, again, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you did enjoy the video. Let me know if you like this type of content. Maybe I'll do more. But anyway, thank you for so much. I'm just rambling on again, aren't I? Oh my god, I'm not good without a script, okay? I admit it. I tend to ramble. I like to ramble. Don't you shame me. No, I'm not taking this out for redoing it either. I'm leaving it in. Because I'm a hot ass like that. Yes, that's right. No, but thank again for the 15th time. Thank you for watching. I certainly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. But until then, remember, for the love of God, for the sake of all of humanity, keep fighting stupidity wherever you may find it. Have a good one.